Dubey, and in this video, we're gonna walk through the very first project of the ODIN project. This is the very first assignment where we had to create a recipe page. So we're just gonna, since it's a very basic project, so we are just gonna storm through the entire project. Disclaimer before starting, I'm not any professional. I'm just a student who's just getting his hands dirty into the field of web development. So this is technically just me recording myself while trying to go that too for the very first time itself. So if there this video will just give you an idea of how to think and what to technically do when you get stuck. So this is just like a real life representation. So I'm just gonna walk you throughout the entire process, while if I get stuck anywhere, I'll just go to Google and try to search for the solution, the actual way of coding. So without any further ado, let's get started. So this is the assignment, and iteration. In the iteration one, we have initial structure of the project within. So the first point is within the ODIN recipe directory, create an index.html file, fill out the usual boilerplate, and add an h1 heading ODIN project recipe to the body. So technically the the very first step is of you have to create a repository of the ODIN project, and in that we have to create a new directory with the name of the we have to create a new directory so in the ODIN recipe repository, and then name it recipes. So after that, what you have to do is we have to create an index.html file. After that, fill it out with usual boilerplate HTML, add h1 heading to it. So I've already, just to give you a gist of it, how it will look like, we'll just give it a h1 heading. It'll look like this, the ODIN project. In the second iteration, the recipe page, create a new directory within the ODIN recipe, name it recipes, and after that create a new HTML within the recipes, and directly name it after the recipe. It will contain, for example, lasagna.html. You can have a favorite dish. If you need some inspiration, you can find okay, and for now, just include h1 heading. Let us say h1 heading of recipe. I'm gonna name it food 1, food 2, and food 3. So this will be an so in the second iteration, we need to create the food 1, food 2, and food 3 page, and for every food page what we'll have to do is we'll have to create a separate HTML file for the same. All right, and after that, recipe page, your recipe should have the fall. The third, now let us say we create, let me just maybe copy this once. I'll just copy this. Just command C and just create another of this page, and this page will technically be linked to so this page will technically be linked to the food 1 page, and simultaneously we'll create 3 different HTML pages as well. So food1.html for example. So this will be linked to this food one, and in the third iteration what we need to do is your recipe page should have following an image of a finished dish under the h1 heading that you added earlier. So we have to like not just have the headings, but we need to include an image over here as well. So the reason why I'm spending some time over here is, the development process becomes easy when you have a image in mind that what you need to create, so we can just breeze through the process very easily. And Google.recipe willing to under the image, it should have the appropriately sized description. Okay, so here what we need to do is we'll have Ari's recipe heading, then after that we'll have a small image of the recipe itself, and then there would be a small paragraph. So in this paragraph what will happen is we'll short description of the entire recipe. Under the description, and also there should be like some unordered list. Okay, so there's an unordered list over here, there's an unordered list over here, so we have to create a unordered list as well. And finally under the ingredient, add steps by ordered list, so we need an ordered list as well. I'm gonna name it as steps steps. Maybe more like I'll just give it a name of description, and this is technically I'm just gonna name it as this is gonna be ingredients. Perfect. After that we have like iteration 4, add 2 more recipes within the identical page structure to the recipe page you have already created. Don't forget to link the new recipe on the index page. Also consider putting all the links so they are not in one line example. So yeah. Perfect. So like we have some understanding of the entire project now, and we have a blueprint of the project as well. This process, the way I created blueprint is also a part of software architecture. Like when you create when you are into real world scenarios and you're gonna make a real world software development, a real world software like in a company, or like when you start working professionally, so you need to follow a set of norms. There's a 6-step process known as SDLC, that's called software development life cycle. So it's divided into 5-6 into technically as far as I remember 6 phases. Yeah, so I just had that in mind, and it's a good practice to first of all create a blueprint of what you want to create, and so the entire process becomes a little bit easy for you. All right, perfect. So now we have, I guess, discussed a lot about the following. Now I guess we can move forward to the coding part. Let me open my VS Code. Perfect. All right, I don't know why this was not working, but yeah, perfect. So just to make it clear, I have already initialized a GitHub repository, and also this GitHub repository, and added the index.html file, plus this live runner is also live and working. So let's not waste any more time and directly dive into coding. So first of all, I'm gonna like use the HTML, basic HTML boilerplate. I'm gonna name it as ODIN PROJECT RECIPE. Let me just check the spelling of recipe once again. RECIPE. It's PEPE. RECIPE. Oh, I am a freaking genius. All right, now we have the heading of the website as the ODIN project recipe. Perfect. Now let me just write H1. That's the ODIN PROJ. Perfect. Under this we're gonna have now let me in the ODIN project, let me just maybe basic HTML of the ODIN project. Just let me create an index file, recipe 1.ht recipe underscore 1.html. Perfect. I have to once again look. So in the basic HTML I'm gonna create so index cipe underscore 1.html. Perfect. And again use the boilerplate, change the title name to re to this recipe would be let's say I'm gonna name it pasta recipe. Perfect. So in the pasta recipe, like let me just open it once again. So see, what we have to do is, first of all we need to create the heading. So I'm gonna create the heading H1. I'm gonna name it pasta recipe. Perfect. After that I'm gonna add an image. There's an image tag, image source. I'm gonna select the pasta image. I'm gonna name it minimal pasta unsplash. I love unsplash because there's a lot of good photos available here. I am a photographer as well, and I use this website for inspiration as well. So I love the photos which are usually here. So yeah, I'm gonna use this. Let me just select one photo quickly. I'm gonna probably select maybe like this photo as well, and I like this photo as well. This photo gives me a clear idea. I can use this photo. I'm gonna maybe share. Can I get a HTML link to this photo? Oh goddamn, this is just absolutely stunning and beautiful. I love each and every photo in this. That's so good, man. That's so good. I really love it. And just maybe I'll open image in new tab. I'll just open it. I'm gonna use Control C, and I'll use VS Code. Follow the link itself. Perfect. Let me just maybe run this once. And is the word wrapping not invoked? Yeah, word wrap it as well. Alternate value would be pass the image. Perfect. Let me just maybe run this once. Open with live server. Image. I'm gonna size 100 pixel. You don't need to focus on that right now. So I'm gonna make an inlay height of 100 pixel. I'm gonna do it 10 rem. You don't need to focus on this right now. Abhi, see, this is just some CSS stuff which probably you won't even use right now. I'm gonna study further, but just to align the image here, I mean just to scale the image equally, I use this property. So I know a little bit of CSS, that's why I use it. Otherwise, if like you're watching it as a complete beginner and you have no technically knowledge of anything, so you can just probably skip this part. Otherwise, height is just like PCX. Yeah, so height is just technically the overall with height attribute. What this is known as inline CSS first of all, and with height attribute what I can do is technically make this the length and width of the image comparatively to 500 pixels. That's all you need to know right now. And this is the pass the image. After that, what we need to do is we need to add a small description of pasta. So for description, I'm gonna take the p paragraph, and I'm gonna give it a description. Let me just give my pasta recipe. Pasta recipe. Which pasta recipe? Perfecto. See, about pasta masala. Perfect. Just gonna copy paste this entire thing in my code, and this is the description. I'm gonna give it a name of heading. I'm gonna give it a heading of h1. Technically I will call this not h1, but this is now gonna be h2 because I want it to be semantically correct. So when we try to develop web pages, we need to develop it in a way so that it can be optimized by the search engines as well. So the main reason of using h1 and h2 is just that, so that our website gets optimized. There's also another way of following this, but you just need to take care of this right now. I'm just gonna technically h2, and I'm gonna write this description, and this is just we wrote the description over here. Perfect. We indent the code a little bit, it looks more beautiful. Perfect. And after that, what I'm gonna do is this is the p tag. Perfect. And now what I'm gonna do is we need the recipe now, and just zoom out a little bit, Pasta about masala, pasta masala, how to make. I'm gonna have to use another website because there was one option given by the ODIN project as well. Find a recipe. Let me just open it here and search pasta. How to cook pasta? Pasta. This one looks decent enough, and oh wow, that's ingredients and everything is just mentioned in such a very good manner. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another heading of h2, and this time I'm gonna name it as ingredients. Now I'm gonna use a paragraph tag within the paragraph. Not technically I won't be using a paragraph. I will use a paragraph tag and an unordered list. In that I'll have the list item, and in the list item itself we need all this. Perfect. I'll just start copy pasting it over here. I'm gonna need some more LIs. I have a shortcut to do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna press command D and this is just I'm just optimizing my way through it. Oh, that's even better. 6 ounces diced, that's good. Then we have one medium. We need this. Then we'll need this. Then we'll need this. Then we'll need this. Then we'll need this. Some more. Need 2 more list items. So just swapping it once again, and then we need this, and then we need this. Good, perfect. Now let's just maybe view our page once again. How it looks. Looks pretty fine to me right now. What I'm gonna do is now we need to write the steps. So for the same, let's go to our code, and now let's design some of these steps. And then we have our h2, stps, and for the steps I have p. Inside p I'll have an ordered list. Now then in the list item, first of all I'll have a strong step number 1, and then there'll be space. After that and only that, start adding the steps. As how many steps are there? So technically there are 4 steps in this. So I'll just maybe correct it once. Sorry, 2 and 3 and 4. So perfect. And for this for the steps now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy, and I have my clipboard manager as well. I use a clipboard manager, so can technically, where is the clipboard manager? Let me just open the clipboard manager. Copy and good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna copy this. Perfect. And if I press command 0, oh, press command, let it be. No, wait. Just no, that's good. And after that one, moving the large. View editor single. That got messed up because of like I was trying to, because I guess the shortcuts are overriding in this, so and then so that's why maybe the problem exists. And I am also absolutely sorry for all the background noises my babies are making in the background. I mean, probably it's my fault. I'm way too lenient on them. They're street dogs, but I love them a lot. So, I that's a small that's the price you gotta pay when you feed stray dogs. So we have this unordered list in front of us, and ordered list in front of us. So this is like the first food item which we prepared, and I guess we fulfilled all the requirements which were stated and which we actually designed. Where was the escalator? Yeah. So we have the heading, we have the image, we have the description, we have alternate for the image as well, and then there's description, then there's ingredients, and which is obviously in unordered list, and then we have steps which is in ordered list. So technically we did the same. We can remove these 1 2 3 4 5 numbers as well. So they're just nothing but pointers. So in CSS we have properties. So step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, we have emphasis, we have put emphasis on that, so that's why they are bold. So I guess that's it for the entire this. Also I would like to make a global basic CSS file, styles.css, in which I'll have this and I completely forgot how to import a CSS file. Let me just search it. Importing a CSS file. Link. Okay, I just remember now. We use a link attribute for that. Link tag, sorry. Link CSS file, style sheet, href, since it's present just over here. And in the rest of our pages, we're gonna import the CSS file as well. So link style sheet. I'm gonna maybe press command styles. CSS, perfect. We did that. Now let me just do some make some changes over here. I'm gonna take the body. I'm gonna font family, and let's go to Google Fonts, and let's go to Google Fonts, and let us search for some sans serif fonts. I'm a fan of sans serif fonts. The way they are minimal, I just love them. Now let me just select one font which suits our requirement. I'm looking for a bold font which looks good and have a curvy texture to it. And by the way, as I told you, I have some knowledge in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, comparatively, I don't know that much, but yeah, I can like go to simple website. I feel that I'm gonna import two fonts right now, where I'm gonna import two fonts right now. So the first font would be this Archivo Black maybe, and the second font would be the something. Oh, that's such a good font. While at 64px, I'm gonna just import this font, type testing. Just to download fonts. Again, this some kind of error maybe. Let me just Google Font CSS improved. Let me just check for the fonts once again. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. That's how you do it. I completely forgot. I'm gonna add this as well. Add this font as well. And I'm gonna add the 400 as well. Control C. So this took a little bit of time because yeah, it's been very long. I have not used this. We're just gonna simply copy paste all the links from the Google font website and gonna paste it here as well. Control V. And now if we need to choose the font family body, for the body I'm gonna choose the font family, which is this. Let me just copy paste it. So the entire thing is just copy pasting and you somehow get there. That's the beauty of web dev. See, now it looks even better. No. What we're gonna do is for H1s, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing, but this time let's use this font family. Control C, and we're gonna where's this VS Code? My window's a little bit cluttered now. I feel the same. And yup, we did this. Pass the recipe H1, and I want this to be inherited by some more properties, so I'm gonna name it H2, and probably this should look fine. Yeah, it does look good, right? Even just by making some small changes, we technically got something very good. For H1, I'm gonna have to select font size is equals to large. I'm gonna leave it to the default right now, not making any special changes. IMG 10 pixels. And there's a specific property to add shadows. In CS, we need to specify like 3 properties: box shadow, Oh, this is amazing now. This is what we were looking for, right? So this is CSS function. So drop shadow offset parameters. For example, black shadow width. What we're looking for, but adding CSS functions would be a little bit cumbersome, so I guess that will not be like a very optimum choice to do that. right? So let's try to use this. We won't drop shadow. The irony is here. The irony here is we don't know how it works, but still we are using this property, and that's just amazing. Black, and it becomes a real beauty. Gray and viewer border 10%. I still do not recall the property, but we can probably gray, and make this shadow color like this. Amazing. This looks good now. This looks very good and professional. So even with a simple HTML file and with some CSS, we can make this a lot easier, a lot more daunting, and you know uh, see, daunting, and the good word would be the visual feed about the website. Recipe HTML. This is like the more ACIP number 3 HTML. Perfect. So we have the recipe 1, we have the recipe 2, we have the recipe 3. I'm gonna just copy this entire thing. I'm gonna paste it over here because we already, now I'm gonna like swarm through the entire process, burger, search for burger stuff for perfect basic burger, and I'm gonna go to unplash to unplash and there I'm gonna look for burg, a burger image, and we're gonna find a nice burger where while I was into food photography as well. The way they capture these photos, I had my senior who used to click photos like this. So it's very interesting how these photos turn out the way they look, because that's obviously not real. There's a lot of setup and everything which actually goes on in this. So it's very it's a very nice experience to actually know all the behind the scenes. I feel like it kind of gives me an upper edge. And let me just edit the source one. Word wrapping is still off, that's why. Description will remain the same. These burgers need a basic burger, how to burger patties, scanner freeze, all recipe, ingredients, directions. Perfect. There's nothing but a cool drink. And let me just copy all this here, these need a basic burger in no time, and the text is technically nice. These burgers, I'm gonna copy this as well. Now let's move to the ingredients part, and I'll just erase all this and I'll do li, and I'm gonna copy it as I remember minimum 5 times. I'm gonna copy this entire thing over here, and I'm gonna paste it over here. One large egg, one large egg. Cannot just play the alt shortcut doesn't work here. 1 tablespoon salt, gonna need it over here. 1/2 black pepper, we're gonna need it over here. 1 pound of ground beef, we're gonna need it here. Let me just copy paste it over here. Bread crumbs, yep, good. Yup, nice. This, and now let's get to the steps and put this. This is just the indentation which we are doing. I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna copy this. Perfect. So our number of steps are 3, so technically we're gonna need only this. And let me open my clipboard. Preheat the patties, Control V. Place the patties, Control V. The first is preheat the patty, and then let's whisk it together in the egg, and after that it's place the patty. Perfect. Now let's view this from the live runner. Open with live runner. Page looks exactly the same, but yeah, sorry, not sorry. And burger, and it's an egg pizza, and you just cannot find a better image than this. Open image and new tab. I'm gonna copy the link. Recipe 3. I'm gonna first of all need to copy this entire code over here. I'm gonna just remove everything with a frisk and command function delete, Control C. Function delete, and I guess this is the most optimum way of deleting. I think I'm just gonna forward everything, the things which we did here, the function, because this entire process is a little bit time taking, so I'm gonna probably, maybe I'll just get rid of this part while editing the video. I have no plans to edit the video, but still, maybe, as I already told you, it's all about the visual feed, right? So let me just word wrap everything and flash. Let me just copy the images URL, paste it over here. Now back to the recipe. You're gonna make a taco Mexican pizza. Looking for the cream bar. This is gonna do it very, very, very like speed. Okay. Don't need to do everything like this, but just for the say Command Z. 10 fluid ounces of water, 2/3 salt teaspoon. And now with the speed of Lightning McQueen, I'm gonna copy everything over here and let's see where it gets us. And copy the entire thing over here. But this ODIN project feels very good to me, because you're already doing everything by yourself. This is like the hand-holding phase of this same, and mostly I know I'm gonna struggle with the CSS part. That's why I included CSS in this simple project as well. Good. So now we have this. The only part left is the steps part to copy. Just copying the steps part very quickly. I'm gonna copy it. There are 5 steps here, and Control C. Perfect. There are 5 steps over here. Control D. Then 5 steps. Copy the first step. Copying the first step. Bacon. This. Copying the second step when the dough. Baking the fourth step, third step, reheat, meanwhile, and last and water flour. So amazing. Let me just run the Lysol again. Also in the styles.css, I'm gonna font weight bold. So right now there's just one thing which I really don't know what's happening, but let's and this is a closing tag. This is a li closing tag, and yeah, now it looks okay. I don't know why this is not happening. The steps which were first black are now not black, so for the time being we can leave it because we need to debug it. I'm just gonna maybe walk through it after I do that, after I I'm gonna use some like in page the CSS which you're using, style. I'm gonna have a I'm gonna have to use a okay, perfect. Now we have to just link all the files over here, and just like we saw in the diagram, we need to link all these files with this diagram here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create an anchor tag, and I'm gonna have so I'll take an image. Okay, perfect. Now I remember how anchor tag works. Dot slash recipe1. Inside this I'm gonna take an image of whose src will be I'm just gonna copy this, control C, and control V. Recipe 3. I'm just gonna copy the same thing, img src, same thing, just so should be this. Let me just open the ODIN project website thing. And I think that styles.css, styles.css, okay, amazing. But still the images are not being oh, so yeah, it is working. Body, I'm gonna text align center, perfect, and text align center, I'm gonna do that, and between every A tag there should be, width should be auto, and margin should be 10 pixels, amazing, and margin top should be 50 pixels, I guess. And padding should be, and padding should be 10 pixels. Nope. Okay, and let's just maybe with just a quick so let me just check the recipe burger and pasta. This is pizza recipe. I misspelled the name. This is pizza recipe. This is pizza. This is burger recipe, and this is burger recipe. So yeah, background image. Now I just want to add this last part, so let's search for an image in unsplash. Search a white kind of image, so our shadows, they align with the vibe of this. So let me just this is a good image. I'm gonna open this image in a new tab, copy the link, Control C. I'm just gonna ensure background, repeat position. Let me just first of all check it. I got the plug which I was looking for. Yeah. So technically, this is a simple. I'm technically gonna remove the background image property right now because I'm not satisfied with it. So yeah, sad, but yeah, all right. This looks decent enough for the time being. All right. So I guess that's it for the project. We achieved everything which was stated in the website itself. So let's just go through the website once again. So in the for iteration, you're doing for. All right. So yeah, we discussed everything, and we can just mark this as complete. And since this was a simple project, let's just revise everything what we did once again. So first of all, we created a boilerplate. So it's just like a very small revision. So let's just first of all created a boilerplate. Then we created a recipe 1 page where we used h1 for the heading of the pasta recipe, added the image. Then we had the h2 description. Then we had h2 h2 ingredient heading. Then we used unordered list for the same, for the ingredients, h2 steps once again, and then ordered list for the steps. Similarly, we did that for all the 3 websites. I created an css file in which I manipulated the fonts of the heading and the subheadings and the actual elements, the text elements. And after that, I added shadows to the image. You can see this, like a shadow effect for the image. I just wanted to maybe and let me just add some border radius as well, and this looks so much better. I'll just add this to 5%, and this will look technically very good. It will just look like some cards. And after that, border radius, technically it smoothens out all the borders. So yeah, that's, since now you can look, I guess these are not equal in length width, but we don't have to worry about that right now. All we need to do is, then we looked this up on Google, filter drop shadow, and then strong weight. This is one issue which we have not resolved yet, because that was not the steps which we used were, we are not able to bold them out. I'll have to debug it. But yeah, also in the index.html file, I added some width, margin, and padding to these image cards, and we gave image some property as well. I'm gonna probably increase the image size over here to 500 pixels. Yeah, becomes more accessible. And then we align everything to the center using text align center property. Imagine I'm going to use an px over here. This is box size. There's another property which I cannot remember, since this is like a tag is an inline element right now. So inline elements in okay, yeah, I remember now. We can use display to block elements, and then we'll see, yup, that so this property will apply to everything, every a, since so we don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enclose this in a div, close this in a div, right? And then I have this this div would be display block, and see, this issue would be resolved now. All right, so display is equals to block, and this margin, say I give it 100 pixel of margin. Yup, it works. Right, so yeah, margin we're gonna give it to somewhere around 30 pixels. Give it to 100 pixels. Margin top, we can remove this margin top over here. Good. Now let's change this to 60. I like to keep it 60. Yep. Yeah, exactly. This is what we were looking for. Margin, I'm gonna keep 60 from everywhere. And yep, exactly, this is what we were looking for. Amazing. Perfect. While keeping the visual feed, we now, this is some CSS part which you don't really need to focus on right now, but I wanted to make this visually good, and since this is my personal project, so I can do that. So yeah, this is all about the project. Right, so I guess that is all for this video, and I hope you like everything and I didn't bore you to the death. And this is the very first project, and I'm pretty happy with the result. So next time we'll meet in another ODIN project, the ODIN projects project. Funny enough, but yeah, we'll meet in another project, and we'll code it once again. So until then, see ya and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.